The O'Reilly Factor's on tonight.
By not answering these questions, they're allowing the story to fester in ways that are unhelpful.
Some Democrats starting to worry about Hillary Clinton's presidential run because of the constant controversies. Tonight, we'll have a fair look at Mrs. Clinton's email situation.
This investigation found a community where deep distrust and hostility often characterized interactions between police and area residents.
The Justice Department says Ferguson, Missouri, where Michael Brown was killed, is a town biased against blacks. But is that true? We'll take a hard look at it.
I knew that pregnant woman and I were not going to be able to form a lasting family. She decided it was best to have an abortion, and that choice saved my life.
Also ahead, why aren't liberals watching other liberals on television? The MSNBC network imploding. Bernie Goldberg has some thoughts. Caution, you are about to enter the no-spin zone. Factor begins right now. Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Hillary Clinton's latest drama. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. From January 2009 to February 2013, 4 years, Hillary Clinton served as Secretary of State. During that time, she apparently did not use secure government email, instead choosing to use her own private account, which was not a violation at the time. It is now, as the law has changed. But even before the change, all private email by federal employees was mandated, supposed to be mandated, to be preserved. You couldn't erase anything. And then there is the question of security. It's much easier to tap into an email account that's not secure. That's why the law has changed. So once again, Hillary Clinton is in the middle of a controversy. This one comes just a few days after it was revealed that the countries of Algeria and Qatar donated money to the Clinton Foundation. Some of that money was sent before Hillary Clinton left the State Department, a conflict of interest. So you can see that, as Gilda Radner once said, it's always something. And that is beginning to worry some Democrats.
I think it is obviously highly unusual. I think it's much easier for critics to explain why they don't exist than it might be for her to explain why she used a private email.
Why did she use a separate email? How did she secure that email? Was there another email through which she communicated with people? By not answering these questions, they're allowing the story to fester in ways that are unhelpful.
Again, those are Democrats. Now, Talking Points believes the Hillary Clinton situation is pretty well defined in the USA. Americans know her. They know her husband. And they know the Clintons, as the Wall Street Journal points out, often walk a thin ethical line. The quote the Journal used is, "This is how the Clintons roll." It'll be very hard for federal investigators to uncover any emails that Secretary Clinton may have not provided to the government, as she is compelled to do. But if Mrs. Clinton did indeed hold back emails, and investigators find that, that will absolutely hurt her presidential run. And if she held emails back on Benghazi, she might even be prosecuted. But those are big ifs. And if history's any guideline, it'll take years to get to the bottom of email gate. In the meantime, Hillary Clinton will run, millions of Americans will support her, and the sun will come up tomorrow. That's just the way of the world. But it should be noted that in a very dangerous time for America, it is imperative that we, the people, elect a president who's going to look out for us and not become bogged down in one controversy after another. And that's the memo. Now, for the top story tonight, reaction. Joining us from Chicago, Dr. Austan Goolsbee, a Democrat who worked for President Obama in the economic area. So, Doctor, I want to talk to you about the sense of entitlement that's attached to the Clintons. I don't think there's any question that they see themselves a little bit differently than just a regular person would see him or herself. Or am I wrong?
Look, I don't know. I'm not an expert on psychology. I think it's a little unfair to say that we can't have a president who's going to be mired in controversies when, you know, the way the system works now is both parties are trying to mire the nominees of either side in controversy.
But
if she
that's
had a
true.
personal email account, and if she had given it up and was doing her personal email on the State Department account, people would say that's a scandal.
Look,
that would be a
no
controversy,
question,
doing personal email on a government account.
There's no question Mrs. Clinton is a target. No question at all. And the Republican nominee or the guys that run will be targets as well. You're absolutely right. But you can't rewrite history. And a lot of the things that the Clintons have been involved with, way back in the Arkansas days, up to the presidency of Bill Clinton, up to Hillary Clinton's senatorial regime here in New York, and her Secretary of State ship, have been mired in controversy. And it's not the time for it in history now. It's really not the time for it. We need a president that the whole country can get behind to deal with Iran, to deal with ISIS, to deal with the economy. And Mrs. Clinton's a polarizing figure. You know that.
Look, I think my own opinion is that she could be a unifying figure.
How?
I think we are going to have polarizing figures on both sides. You've already seen it. And
but
on this issue
wait,
of
Doc,
email, if she released her cholesterol records, they would make that a controversy.
Of course they would.
Can we afford cholesterol above 180?
The woman is going to be a target no matter what she does, but that contradicts your statement that she could unify the country. Look, people actually thought Barack Obama was going to unify the country, and that has just been, blown to smithereens. I don't think anybody thinks Hillary Clinton's going to reunite the country, because the conservative crew, and they're substantial, 40% of the population, are never going to accept her, never.
Okay, but do you think Jeb Bush or Scott Walker or some Republican nominee is going to be unopposed and a unifier of the country? I think they're going to be equally
that's an interesting question,
if not more controversial.
Do you want me to answer it, or is it a rhetorical question?
No, you could answer that.
Thanks. All right, good.
I appreciate it. I got to ask a
listen,
question.
it could be the Goolsbee factor before we're finished with this interview. Look, Jeb Bush isn't a polarizing figure at all. He's not. He's a wonk, a policy guy, all right? Walker, a little bit more, because of his attitude toward labor and that he wants a free marketplace to, rise up and supersede special interests. So he would be a little bit more. But I'm telling you, there's nobody near the polarization level of Hillary Clinton. Otherwise, Ted Cruz would be, maybe Rand Paul would be, but most of them aren't. And you know that. You know that.
I know that there's a long history of groups going against Hillary Clinton. And so if you set out as your criteria, I only want somebody to get elected who nobody really doesn't like them, I think you're kind of setting yourself up for failure, because this is the politics of today. I mean, there's a lot of animosity, and these guys put on the battle armor and come after you every
day. Do you
day.
know Mrs. Clinton?
A little bit, yes.
All right. Okay, and I do too. So you probably know her a little bit better than I, but I've had, some interactions with her. I've interviewed her one time out of Notre Dame, and she's been fine to me. But I'll tell you what, I mean, and this is a fair assessment. She's brought a lot of it on herself. She brought a lot of it on herself. She dodges and weaves. She's not candid. She parses words. What difference does it make? All of these things. She brings it on herself, Doc. You must see that.
I don't know. I don't agree with it. I think that what brings on that attitude of I'm going to put on my armor and defend myself is people are coming after her, and they have been.
It's not
for
the
a very
armor to
long
defend
time.
herself. It's I'm going to do what I damn well please. That's
I don't know.
The attitude.
I don't. On this with the email, I don't really think that's what it is.
All right. I don't
she cleared
know.
it with the general counsel, as I understand.
I don't know. We'll find out, but we'll find out like 6 years from now. You know how they work in Washington.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc, it's always good to debate you. Very fun. Thanks for coming
Always
on.
love talking with you.
Next on the Rundown, Laura Ingraham will weigh in on Hillary Clinton from the Republican side. Fair and balanced here, as you know. And later, Gutfeld McGurk on Nancy Pelosi reacting negatively to Benjamin Yahoo. She almost cried, did Nancy? Up ahead.